Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And there we have it. Yesterday was the major announcement of Football Manager 2025. And needless to say, it has been a very divisive launch and a little bit lackluster, I think, to say the least. Let's go and have a quick look at it and see what's happening with it, what's not happening with it, and we'll go through a few bits and pieces. So, as you can see, I'm on the Football Manager 2025 website, or thefootballmanager.com. Yesterday, the day was promised to be the big... Well, no, I don't think it was promised. I think, actually, no, I'm going to take that back a little bit. I've been trying to keep a little sort of lid on my feelings about how FM25 is going to go, and it is, for all intents and purposes, a little bit worrying. You've got the fact that the networking gameplay, the international management, other bits and pieces have been taken out of the game this year, so they can solely concentrate on things like the Unity engine, the interface, and things like that. And because the details have been so small about what we are getting, people like myself who make content about this game that we're playing, and many others out there, have been feeling a little bit apprehensive about what is coming, what is happening with the game. And we all expected an announcement last week. We didn't get it, so we all kind of presumed that it was going to be yesterday, and we were going to get flooded with loads of details about what was going to happen, and all we got was a little tiny update, a roadmap, and a 1-minute trailer with zero gameplay footage, just very little, and it is incredibly disappointing. And I think it's bad, and I've stated this on my own Twitter page as well. I think it is just... it's bad PR. They're fighting an uphill battle now, SI. They are fighting an uphill battle to convince people to fork out, at the end of the day, good money, earned money. And if they don't get a discount code off one of the other YouTubers, I don't have a discount code. My channel is nowhere near big enough, but if you go and have a look at Workspace, Omega Luke, Lelujo, Murph FM, and many others, they all have discount codes that will drop that price down. Tom FM is another one who I saw yesterday. They all drop that price down by, I think, about, it looks like it's going to be about a tenner, 10 to 12 quid off the retail price. But if you don't get that, you're still expected to pay 45 quid for a game that is, in my opinion, only half complete. And what I think annoys me the most is that last year, when FM24 launched, there was the promise of FM25. Brand new build, new game engine, all that sort of stuff. Not for 1 second do I believe that that idea just came about at the launch of FM25. This has been in the planning for, I would expect, at least a good 2 to 3 years. I would expect that. With that amount of work going on, surely with, and I'm going to emphasize this, and I emphasized this a lot yesterday on social media, 7 weeks until the launch date. The launch date is the 26th of November. That's 7 weeks away, and we still haven't got any gameplay footage. Now, if this was an EA game, EA FC, FIFA, whatever you want to call it, whether that is the new Call of Duty or anything like that, the big games, when they're launching a new game, you are getting gameplay footage at least 3 months beforehand. You are getting beta access at least a couple of months beforehand, so they can weed out all the bugs. We've had no beta announcement. We've had no gameplay footage. Again, I'm going to emphasize that. So we just don't know what's going on. And how can you expect people, good paying customers, to go out of their way and fork out money for a game that they know nothing about with 7 weeks to go? I would imagine that the pre-orders for this game are probably not looking that good at the moment, and I honestly can't say I blame them. But if we have a look at a couple of points here, so it says here on the gameplay upgrades is the series' biggest technical and visual advancement for a generation. I'd like to see some examples of that, because the few screenshots that we have had, I'm not impressed, and I'll come to that in a second. We got the introduction of women's football, a completely revamped UI, a more visually impressive matchday experience. Again, where? It says here that's not all. Further and significant upgrades. Overhauled approach to football tactics. Yeah, it looks like we're getting a few new player roles and out of possession player roles and things like that, which I don't mind. That's cool. That's cool. We have the roadmap, which is here, and unsurprisingly, and this is going to be a little bit controversial, the introduction of women's football. Not a problem with that. I personally don't like the women's side of the game. It's just not fast-paced enough for me. Will I try it on FM25? Eventually, probably, to just keep things fresh more than anything else. But it seems a little bit of a weird decision for the first reveal on this roadmap, which looks like it's going to be a weekly reveal of everything. So you've got the introduction of women's football, you'll have the interface, then tactics, match experience, your manager, the mobile side, a deeper dive, the console recap, touch recap, and that should take us pretty much up to release date. But what does concern me in this roadmap is, one, they've picked out introducing women's football first. So that's getting revealed next Monday. Okay, that's cool, absolutely fine. But why not show off more of the gameplay and the interface first? To me, that is what the most logical. In fact, it should have been a couple of months ago. We should have been seeing this, but here we are. So then after that, you've got the interface, you've got the tactics. These two here should be first. Should be, as far as I'm concerned. In fact, actually, these three should be the first things to be revealed. Again, the deeper dive side of things should be up the top end. The introduction to women's football should be about 3 or 4 down, as far as I'm concerned. Because what are you going to introduce about women's football? Here we have the women's team. Here we have the player cards. Everything looks like identical to what the men's side of the game is. You have your club, you have your finances, you have your transfer fees, you have your wages, your contracts, your players, your tactics, your matches, your competitions. What's to introduce? It's exactly the same as the men's game. It feels like a bit of a cop-out. And again, like, so if we go down to, so this is my Twitter page. The link for it is in the description down below if you want to give me a cheeky follow. But this was my tweet yesterday, so I'm sorry if I'm the only one feeling a bit deflated and a bit pissed at this. It's been extremely lackluster. Even on your own timeline, you've left stuff ambiguous, almost like you don't have confidence in your own product, and that is exactly what it feels like. It feels like they don't have confidence in what they are doing. But they've had so much time to do this. I'll reiterate again, when FM24 came out and they announced FM25, everyone was like, yes, brilliant. But there is no way they've just been working on FM25 for 1 year. No way. This would have been a good few years in the planning, so why aren't we seeing more stuff now? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it, to be fair, and it's just all a little bit confusing. I'm trying to find the screenshots now. Let's see if I can find them. They should be on the trending side of things. In fact, I know where they will be. They'll be off on here. We will get some screenshots, hopefully. No. Bear with me for 1 second. Okay, so found a screenshot on Workspace's Twitter page, and I know at the bottom of here, I think it's been cut a little bit. He's cropped it. Down here it says work in progress. Work in progress for this? Really? There is a number of confusing things here. Okay, so my first point is the usage of space. We have a section up here which is completely empty underneath Ferguson's name. Make the picture bigger, make the name bigger, fill that space, use it. Then you've got this. Okay, what is this? I've never understood this. What is this massive gap? I mean, it could be down to the resolution. It could look bigger, it could look smaller on the game. I don't know. But at the moment, looking at the screenshot, that gap there, you could have all that moved over. So this entire attribute section moved over and have something else over here. But more importantly, and again, it's a point I raised on having a conversation with a few other guys on Twitter yesterday, is that there is absolutely no way, if this is the default skin, that they've impressed me at all. There are better modders out there that do better regen face packs, better skins out there. You got, for example, this year, the skin I've been using is Space Gold on mine, and I absolutely love that skin. I think it's brilliant. But there are other ones. Prisek is another one who does it. I think there is, oh god, who is it? I can't remember. There's a few names that I can't remember. I'll see if I can add some of the details in the description below. But what my main point is, that if you've got these modders out there, and one of the biggest complaints of Football Manager all through its history is the interface. It's never looked right. Everybody has their own personal experiences with it, but the bog standard interface that you get loaded with the game has never been good enough. It's always been pretty bland, pretty boring, and a little bit too overcomplicated. And that's why so many people download these add-ons to change the skins on it. That's why I did it. That's why everybody else does it. I don't understand why SI don't reach out to a few of these guys and go, give me a hand. Give me a hand on designing some skins, so one, people won't have to rush out and download a new skin because they don't like it, and two, it actually gives people a product to invest their money in. Something that looks good. This does not look good. It looks bland, it looks boring, there's way too much space that's not being used. Frankly, I don't like it. I don't like it. And overall, it's just a little bit disappointing. And I think that's the main word that springs to mind. Overall, it's just a little bit disappointing. Now, that being said, it's not going to stop me buying the game, but I'm trying to make my living out of this at the end of the day, so I'm still going to play the game. But it's going to have to... It's made me contemplate a few things, like sort of the direction I want my channel to go in, to how the game's going to look. We just need to see more. And again, I've got to reiterate this. What is this? What is that? They must have put that FM logo through some sort of decision-making process. The multiple designs they're going to, and they ended up with basically the Michelin Man as the Football Manager logo. Again, it comes down to there is a lot of creative people out there, a lot of creative people who do their own skins and mod packs off their own back that SI could have reached out to and come up with something infinitely better than that, and infinitely better than the work in progress screenshots. That being said, they are just a work in progress. There is still a little bit of time, but that time is slowly creeping down and it's running out. So the next few weeks are going to be very, very interesting. I don't know what else to say about it. I think it's just going to be a case of watch this space and see. We will take it from there. I hope all you guys are well. If you did enjoy my take on FM25, please do leave a like and sub to the channel and share the video around, and I will see you guys in the next video. Go and check out my Wheel of Fate Newcastle series, which will be in the link at the end of this video. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.